The Reserve Bank of India's plan to launch its own CBDC or central bank digital currency may just have faced some resistance from certain section of the bankers. Some of the banks have raised concerns over de-integration of the commercial banks. So what does this mean for RBI's plan to launch its own digital currency? I'm Sachin Dave, Senior Editor with the Economic Times, and we'll go through what is the problem and how the RBI is looking to solve this. In the recent past, there is a spurt of online transactions that have taken place in India. And if you may have noticed, cryptocurrency globally is becoming really popular. Now, on one hand, the RBI wants that the use of cash or the cash utilization by Indians should go down. But the RBI also has certain concerns around cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoins, because RBI will not be able to monitor the end use of some of these cryptocurrencies, and the concerns around money laundering are still there. At such a time, the RBI is looking to launch its own cryptocurrency. The biggest benefit of a cryptocurrency that RBI could have is that it will be able to monitor end-to-end usage of such a crypto asset. One more reason why RBI would want to have its own cryptocurrency or digital currency would be the volatility. RBI will not be able to monitor the volatility of a cryptocurrency. In many cases, stable coins that are pegged to, say, a US dollar or to an INR But if this digital currency is controlled by the RBI, then the central bank will be able to monitor and control the volatility of these digital assets to an extent. Essentially, it would be in two forms. One would be a wholesale CBDC and another would be a retail CBDC.
दो तरह का CBDC पे काम चालू है. एक होलसेल अकाउंट बेस्ड है, एक डिजिटल है, एक रिटेल है. होलसेल अकाउंट बेस पे काफ़ी काम हो चुका है. रिटेल बेस पे वो थोड़ा ज़्यादा कॉम्प्लिकेटेड है और थोड़ा टाइम लगेगा. तो जैसे ही तैयार होता है वो हम लोग जो भी पहले तैयार होता है उस हिसाब से हम लोग पायलट के लिए उसको रिलीज करेंगे.
The wholesale CBDC would essentially be used for bank-to-bank transaction or transactions involving two banks or the bank and the Reserve Bank of India. The retail CBDC would essentially be like your Indian rupee, but just in the digital form. And the plan is that it would be very similar to other cryptocurrencies such as Ethereum or Bitcoin. Some of the banks seem to have raised concerns with the RBI as well as with the government around the de-intermediation of the commercial banks. That is, what would happen to the commercial banks if the RBI were to take up certain functions that banks have as of now. The way the whole monetary system works is that the RBI issues the Indian rupee while the banks seem to store it to an extent and then lend it to the customers or to the companies. And the banks tend to earn interest on that, and in that sense, their operational model is primarily dependent on the storage of this currency. Now, imagine a situation where this particular function, that is a storage of the function, is taken over by the Reserve Bank of India. That is, the Reserve Bank of India directly lends the money or directly issues this money to the customer. The fear is that this is set to have huge repercussions and huge disruption as far as the commercial banks are concerned. Some of these banks have raised issues over the deposit interest rates that they offer. They also fear that there could be also disruption in the debt market, and concerns have also been raised around the reduction in the credit flow as far as the banks are concerned. These are some serious concerns, and the RBI has taken a note of that. In the initial stage, it seems that the RBI has told these banks that there would be steps that will be taken along with the government that will not impact the banks. However, in the long run, it is yet to be seen how RBI tackles this particular issue. For now, the middle ground seems to be in the way the RBI is going to go ahead with the plans. In the first phase, only the wholesale aspect or the wholesale part would be launched. That is, as of now, when the banks tend to settle the accounts with each other, that goes through a nodal bank account that RBI holds. At the end of every day, these transactions are settled. Now, this can be easily done through a cryptocurrency or CBDC. However, the other function, what happens is that the banks tend to borrow money from the RBI, or the cash that they take, that they have on their books, they lend. Now, this is a particular aspect that they fear. The RBI seem to have said that in the initial phase, the RBI could launch something similar to a pre-funded wallet. And the money or the cryptocurrency or CBDC transferred by the Reserve Bank of India can be used in a particular form or for particular purposes. Now, if you look at India's vaccination program, this particular model, at least the digital aspect of this model was being experimented with. However, what is yet to be done is that the government will have to come out with a blockchain technology that not only addresses the concerns of the banks, but also make sure that the primary aspect, or for the main reason for which RBI is wanting to launch a CBDC is not lost.